जी।
पार्ट 1 योर 168 आवर्स, उसमें फर्स्ट वन है द मिथ ऑफ टाइम क्रंच, सेकंड वन योर कोर कॉम्पिटेंसीज, और पार्ट 2 में है वर्क एट द रेट वर्क, थर्ड पार्ट है उसका द राइट जॉब, फोर्थ वन है कंट्रोलिंग योर कैलेंडर, फिफ्थ वन एटोनॉमी ऑफ अ ब्रेक थ्रू, पार्ट 3 एट द रेट होम, सिक्स्थ वन है उसमें द न्यू होम इकोनॉमिक्स, सेवेंथ वन है डोंट डू योर ओन लॉन्ड्री, एट्थ वन है अ फुल लाइफ, पार्ट 4 में है 164 डे बाय डे, और नाइन्थ वन है उसमें द हार्ड वर्क ऑफ हैविंग इट ऑल, acknowledgements, notes and index.
जी। जी, इंट्रोडक्शन से शुरू करते हैं। आप कंटिन्यू करना चाहेंगे?
Tuesday 12/14/2009 was a good day. I opened my apartment door 7 a.m. to find a Wall Street Journal delivered with my byline in it. My 2-year-old son Jasper woke up around the same time. We played with puzzles and had breakfast before I put him in the stroller at 8 and walked in easy sunshine to his preschool to 2 blocks away. I spent the next 4 hours writing. Then I logged 45 minutes on the stationary bike reading a book I needed to review to make the most of that time. After I wrote for 3 more hours, I packed snacks for Jasper and picked him shortly after 4 p.m., intending to take him to an exhibit I did read about at the Museum of Modern Art. Alas, the museum was closed as it as it is every Tuesday, so we had a regroup buy a pastel from street vendor and admire and the most realist art of the Fifth Avenue puzzle. At least during the expedition, we found the new pair of sneakers he did needed. We got home at 5:30. The babysitter came an hour later. Then I zoomed out of Brooklyn to run a long range planning meeting for the Young New Yorkers chorus, for which I serve as president. My board talked about how to commission new music, how to improve our musical craft, and how to make people feel at home in this grand city. I zipped home and spent 45 minutes talking with my husband Michael about our projects and potential names for the second son we were expecting in 2 months. It was roughly a 70-hour day by the time I went to sleep, with 8 spent working, zero point 0.5 of those also spent exercising, 4 spent interacting with family, 3 spent on my voluntary work, and few transitions and other things in between. It was a busy day devoid of disasters through devoid of spectacular triumphs too. So why was it good? Much has been written about the
So
good life.
what we can do after, just this is a long paragraph, so you can summarize the whole paragraph in 1 or 2 lines. मतलब what is your impression of overall what you have just read? Just whatever is your sense of reading. और anyone can also add कि क्या लग रहा है अभी तक क्या चल रहा है.
एक्चुअली आई वांटेड टू इवन आस्क कि ये बुक किस बारे में है। आई अंडरस्टैंड टाइम मैनेजमेंट के बारे में होगी, लेकिन ये इंट्रोडक्शन से ऐसा अभी कुछ समझा नहीं कि where it is heading. So there is a day that is being described, but उसके अभी समझ नहीं आया मतलब because I have no color of this book कि है किस बारे में.
तो अभी तक ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसे ऑथर है, शायद उन्होंने बताया कि बहुत लंबा दिन उनका गया, 17 आवर। उन्होंने ब्रेकअप भी बता दिया, इतने घंटे काम किया, ये किया, ये किया। तो ये बिजी डे था, कोई ऐसा ना कोई बहुत बड़ी आफत आ गई, ना ही कोई बहुत बढ़िया ऐसे काम हो गए। लेकिन फिर भी ये सही अच्छा था, तो ये अच्छा क्यों था, वो ये क्वेश्चन मार्क उन्होंने लगाया है। तो अभी तक शायद ऐसे ही लग रहा है, आगे देखते हैं। या सो यू मे कंटिन्यू। या कोई और भी पढ़ सकता है, जो कोई भी हैंड रेस कर सकता है।
Can I read it?
जी।
Yeah, it was a busy day से पढ़ना है ना?
हाँ।
So it was a busy day, devoid of disaster, though devoid of spectacular triumphs too. So why was it good? Much has been written about the good life, what it means to be happy or successful in our own minds, at least, and how people become that way. I am as much a student of these books as anyone else, and I have always been drawn to the stories of people who love what they do, who live full lives and have grand aspirations. As a journalist, I have interviewed many such people, and I often daydream about what I would like to get out of life as well. Over the years, those daydreams have taken on some shape and substance. Since I was a child, I have wanted to be a writer. I also wanted to be a mom. Growing up near the cornfields of Indiana, I wanted to live in a big city for at least a while when I was young enough not to mind the grit and noise. I love music and I love to help create new things, be they songs or books. I love having health and energy. But all these things are abstractions. All are ideas people think about in phrases such as when I grow up or someday or broadly as our identities and values. So all this while इसमें तो जर्नलिस्ट हैं वो जो और कैसे ही बहुत ओपन माइंड सेट है और कंसिडरिंग herself as स्टूडेंट एंड क्या एक एस्पिरेशंस हो सकती हैं नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग की जो एक छोटे से शहर में रह रहा हो और एक एक ड्रीम होता है जब व्हेन वी से दैट एक दिन ऐसा होगा एक दिन हम ऐसा करेंगे तो वेरी नॉर्मल डे टू डे काइंड ऑफ नेक्स्ट डोर गर्ल कहते हैं ना तो वैसा सो व्हाट a few years ago though I had a realization. While we think of our lives in grand abstractions, our life is actually lived in hours. If you want to be a writer, you must dedicate hours to putting words on a page. To be a mindful parent, you must spend time with your child, teaching him that even though he loves the new shoes he picked out, he has to take them off so mommy can pay for them. A solid marriage requires conversation and intimacy and a focus on family projects. If you want to sing well in a functioning chorus, you must show up to rehearsals and practice on your own in addition to setting goals and attending to any administrative duties. If you want to be healthy, you must exercise and get enough sleep. In short, if you want to do something or become something and you want to do it well, it takes time. What made that particular Tuesday a good day was the high proportion of hours I spent on things that relate to my life goals. For instance, I wanted to be a writer and I am. That is what I spent big chunks of my time doing. July 14 was, of course, a 24-hour day, and this is the way most of us are accustomed to thinking about our time as 24-hour blocks, but as I have pondered the questions of how I want to live my life, I have come to believe that it's more useful to think in terms of 24 by 7. A phrase people toss about but seldom multiply through. There are 168 hours in a week. My busy Tuesday was a good day, but so was my slower Sunday, spent going to church, walking for 2 hours in Central Park, and yes, working for 4 hours during Jasper's nap, and after he went to bed. The way I see it, anything you do once a week happens often enough to be important to you, whether it's church, a strategic thinking session at work, your Sunday dinner with your parents, or your softball team practice. The weekly 168-hour cycle is big enough to give a true picture of our lives. Years and decades are made up of a mosaic of repeating patterns of 168 hours. Yes, there is room for randomness, and the mosaic will evolve over time, but whether you pay attention to the pattern is still a choice. Largely, the true picture of our lives will be a function of how we set the tiles. This book is about how different people spend the 168 hours we have all we all have per week. It is about where the time really goes and how we can all use our time to get better. It is about using our hours to focus on what we do best in our careers and at home, and so take our life's work to the next level while investing in our personal lives as well. तो ये तो जैसे हम लोग वो अपना चार्ट बनाते हैं या वो रखते हैं पूरा टाइम शीट जो भरते हैं तो पूरे वीक में व्हाट ही शी इज एम्फसाइजिंग इज कि अगर हम हफ्ते में कोई एक बार भी कर रहे हैं दैट मीन्स इट इज इन आर लूप। तो वो जैसे लॉ ऑफ इनर्शिया है कि जो एक बार लूप में है वो रहेगा ही अनलेस इट इज स्टॉप। So even if we are doing it as once in a week, then also it is an important part of our life। And जैसे लाइफ हम प्लान करते हैं तो भले एब्स्ट्रैक्ट होता है कि एक दिन ऐसा होगा, लेकिन वो ऐसा करने के लिए वी हैव टू इन्वेस्ट टाइम hours and nothing happens overnight, so it is what we are doing regularly and in a pattern. So week after week whatever we are doing, that is what we are becoming। दिस इज माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग। और किसी को पढ़ना है आगे या शुड आई कंटिन्यू?
किसी को कुछ ऐड करना है, एक दो लाइन तो कर सकते हैं क्विकली। ओके, फिर आगे बढ़ते हैं।
इसमें मेन ए पॉइंट है कि हम हर वीक जो कर रहे हैं दैट इज अवर रिपीटिंग लाइफ पैटर्न।
यस, वैसे भी हमने अभी जो दिसंबर में बुक पढ़ी थी, काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट बुक है और काफ़ी मुझे इसके संग अलाइनमेंट में लग रही है। उसमें बहुत एम्फेसाइज किया गया था वीकली प्लानिंग पर। वीकली रूटीन का उसमें एक फॉर्मेट था, मॉडल वीक प्लान। तो कभी उसको भी डिस्कस करेंगे, बीच में वो आएगा तो। बाकी तो इसमें मुझे लग रहा है काफ़ी कुछ क्लैरिटी इसी बुक में आ जाएगी। जी, जो भी पढ़ना चाहते हैं कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं।
और किसी को पढ़ना है? रीड।
आप कर सकते हो कंटिन्यू आप अभी।
Okay. I wanted to write this book for several reasons. For starters, despite the ongoing cultural narrative of a time crunch, a narrative often aimed at women like me, a working mom of small kids, I don't feel like I am forever falling behind. I would be the first to admit that my life is inordinately privileged, something I am sure some folks reading this book will delight in pointing out. But I know that I am not the only one who feels this way. Some of the busiest, most successful people I have ever interviewed have told me that they could cram more into their lives if they wish. Looking at life in 168-hour blocks is a useful paradigm shift because, unlike the occasionally crunched weekday, well planned blocks of 168 hours are big enough to accommodate full time work, intense involvement with your family, rejuvenating leisure time, adequate sleep, and everything else that actually matters. Of course, there is also a political element in this portrait of time. I have written a book for men and women. It is for parents, non parents, and people who never want to be parents. It is for people with all sorts of goals, careers, and interests. Still, I am particularly alarmed by how many of the brightest young women of my generation do not believe they can possibly weave together a career with a capital C, motherhood, and a personal life in the hours the universe allots them without feeling frazzled, sleep deprived, and pulled in 10 directions at once. From time to time, pundits and bloggers set themselves howling over surveys that seemed to show this. In September 2005, Louis Story announced on the front page of the New York Times that many female Yale undergrads plan to cut back on work or stop working entirely after becoming mothers. As she quoted one student, my mother always told me that you can't be the best career woman and the best mother at the same time. The implication, you have to choose. Likewise, the Princeton University student Emmy Sennett polled fellow members of the class of 2006 for her senior thesis and found that women are still quite likely to believe that being a successful career woman and being a good mother are mutually exclusive. Some 62% of women saw a potential conflict between career and child rearing. Only 33% of men did. Of those women who saw a conflict, the majority planned to work part time, and another high proportion planned to sequence is that is, take a few years off and then return to the workforce. A few young women did think combining career and motherhood was possible, but they had stark ideas of other things that would have to go. As one history major told Senate, I plan never to sleep. These dire predictions were certainly in the back of my mind when I decided to do something unusual for the Ivy League urban professional set and get pregnant for the first time at age 27. I won't pretend that becoming a mother has been entirely rosy or that my household is a scene of domestic bliss. However, motherhood did not ruin my career, and my work has not detracted from how much I love being a mom, particularly the small moments of seeing another being figure out the world way. Another human being figure out the world. Small moments the universe grants in abundance when you choose to pay attention. If anything, the combination of work and motherhood has given me more things to write about. So all this while, struggle what women workforce goes through, and between a choice that they make, career or family. So just discussion about that, all those possible permutation combinations that come up. One of those things that has been time use. Not long after I came back from whatever you call maternity leave when you are self-employed, I discovered the American Time Use Survey and fascinating research from the University of Maryland and elsewhere about how people, mom and dad in particular, actually spend their time. I began writing about these findings in my column for USA Today in a 9-part series for the Huffington Post about core competency moms, in features for Double Think and the now defunct Culture 11, in essays for the taste page of the Wall Street Journal, and as a guest writer for Lisa Belkin's Mother Lord blog at the New York Times. The more I studied time use and talked to people who do amazing things with their lives, the more I came to see that this bleak notion of mutual exclusivity between work and family is based on misleading ideas of how people spend their family time now and how they spent it in the past. On the flip side, I do want to demystify work a little too. I put work in quotes here because after studying how people spend their time, I believe that certain widespread and self-important assumptions about the work about the way we work today are just as misplaced as our assumptions about how people lived in the 1950s. We assume we are all overworked, just as we assume everyone used to live like Ozzy and Harriet. In reality, neither of these perceptions is true. The majority of people who claim to be overworked work less than they think they do, and many of the ways people work are extraordinarily inefficient. Calling something work does not make it important or necessary. One, just a second, I lost it. Calling something work does not make it important or necessary. One of my missions is in the book is to सॉरी मेरा कोई कॉल आ रहा है इसलिए आई एम गेटिंग इट लॉस्ट कोई आगे पढ़ सकता है तो
Okay, anyone would like to continue? तो
ओके
अभी जी
कॉल हो गया है मतलब
ओ-
इट इज नॉट कमिंग अगेन ओके
हम्म,
वन ऑफ द does not make it important or necessary. One of my missions in this book is to make people look at their time in all spheres of life and say, I hadn't thought of it that before. Yeah, बोलिए हाँ.
नहीं इसमें कंटिन्यू कर लेते हैं आगे फिर डिस्कस कर लेंगे थोड़ा.
Okay. There are other ways in which 168 hours does not aim to be like many self-help or time management books. I approach this not as a productivity guru, but as a journalist who is interested in how successful, happy people build their lives. I am particularly interested in how people who are not household names achieve the lives they want and what we can learn from their best practices. There are plenty of books out there on future 500 CEOs or celebrities tips for success. I am more interested in the woman down the street who, without benefit of fame, outsized fortune, or a slew of personal assistants, is running a successful small business, marathons, and a large and happy household. As a corollary to that, real life is often messy, but I don't believe there is much value in tales of composite characters that I made up just to show that my methods worked. Everyone in this book is real, with their real names and real stories. I find footnotes distracting, but the endnotes provide backup for the facts or studies cited. While I have put interactive material at the ends of most chapters, I can't promise 5-minute tweaks that will completely change your life. Certainly, everyone's life can benefit from quick tune-ups, but getting the most out of your 168 hours takes discipline in a distracted world. Reading fiction as you commute to a job you don't like will make you feel somewhat more fulfilled. Being in the right job will make you feel incredible. Going for a 10-minute walk will lift your spirits. Committing to run for four of every 168 hours for the next year will transform your health. Finally, 168 hours is unlike many business and life management books in that while I appear in the narrative, I can't claim to be writing from a position of authority as a great success story. I am not writing this book to impart a lifetime of learned wisdom. I wrote the bulk of this manuscript when I was 30 years old. My life is definitely a work in progress. I don't think I am doing a bad job fitting the pieces together. Nonetheless, I have learned a lot during the process. I have tried to implement these findings in my own plans. 168 hours is at least in part about the journey of trying to have more good Tuesdays and Mondays and Saturdays and all the other days that make up the 168-hour mosaic of our lives.
ओके ऑल राइट ये इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट हमारा हो गया तो थोड़ा सा डिस्कस कर लेते हैं इसमें. तो सभी का अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या क्या रहा जितना भी समझ में आया तो शेयर करना चाहें तो कर सकते हैं क्विकली. शिखा जी आप भी समराइज कर सकते हैं ओवरऑल.
Yes, so I understood from this that the writer is not claiming to be giving some success tips, but now the book is going to be different in a sense that how we can fill up our lives with more productive work that we do and redefine the successful career or raising a successful family or better family. So if we redefine those words, we might अपने आप से हम वो कर सकते हैं कि हमें चूज ना करना पड़े, इधर और की सिचुएशन में नहीं आए, एंड वी कैन डू more in our add more in our lives. This is what I understand.
यस, और कोई कुछ ऐड करना चाहेंगे? नेचर ऑफ द बुक या स्टाइल ऑफ द बुक क्या समझ में आया? जस्ट इंट्रो ही हमने कवर किया है। कोई भी एक दो
So
लाइन पे। जी।
बोल रहे थे कि कोई ऐसे फिक्शनल कैरेक्टर्स नहीं है, कॉम्पोजिट कैरेक्टर्स नहीं है, बट ये रियल वर्ल्ड से चूज किया हुआ ही कैरेक्टर है जो आगे वो एग्जांपल्स देंगी।
जी। जी।
और दूसरा जो उन्होंने बोला कि फुटनोट्स वगैरह नहीं दिए हैं, वो भी सही लगा। मतलब इट इट बिकम्स समटाइम्स अ डिस्ट्रैक्शन कि हम नीचे देखने लगते हैं कि कहाँ पे है, तो एट द एंड ऑफ द चैप्टर है, बुक है। और उन्होंने बोला एक्सरसाइजेस भी दी हुई हैं ड्यूरिंग द मोस्ट ऑफ द एंड चैप्टर्स के एंड पे। तो लेट्स सी।
अच्छा, जब भी अटेंड करते हैं ना तो रीडिंग ग्रुप में सभी अपनी अटेंडेंस भी मार्क कर दिया करें थोड़ा, तो उसे थोड़ा आइडिया लगता है कि कौन कौन है, कौन कौन पढ़ सकता है। बुक रीडिंग क्लब नाम है इसका, और इसकी थोड़ी हमने ये समरी भी शेयर कर दी है, आप इसको भी देख सकते हैं। ठीक है जी, एनीवन एल्स? तो आज तो संडे है इसलिए आ गए काफ़ी। कल क्या क्या सीन होगा? कौन कौन डेली अवेलेबल हो सकता है इस टाइम पे 12:30?
जी, जैसे कि हमारी कल बात हुई थी, हम शाम को रखने वाले थे ना, आप ऐसा कुछ 8:30 या
शाम
ऐसा कुछ बोल
शाम
रहे
का
थे।
अगर हम रग भी लेंगे तो उसमें
नहीं नहीं,
फिर।
ठीक है, ये टाइम ठीक है,
हाँ,
मुझे कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
शाम का, अब
और
शाम
एकदम
का
से
हम,
अचानक।
नहीं शाम को हम एक अलग से एक और बुक हम एडिशनल ले सकते हैं, लेकिन वो डेली नहीं हो पाएगा, क्योंकि शाम को बहुत सारी चीज़ें रहती हैं, बहुत
नहीं
सारे
नहीं, फिर
फैसले।
अच्छा है।
जी।
जैसे अभी सैटरडे संडे एक टाइम हो गया, और अगर आप जैसे मंडे टू फ्राइडे रात में 8 o'clock या 9 o'clock रख सकते हो क्या?
इवनिंग वाला स्लॉट पूरा वीक का बुकड है ऑलरेडी वो।
ओके। या तो थोड़ा मॉर्निंग ऐसे पॉसिबल होगा, ताकि मीन्स ऑफिस टाइम में ना आए वो।
अच्छा, ऑफिस टाइम में आ रहा है ये?
हम्म।
लेट अस सी क्या पॉसिबल है।
मैं तो पूरा कोशिश करूंगी सर।
या तो सुबह सुबह का 6 बजे या 5 a.m. क्लब हम
एक्चुअली
स्टार्ट कर
सारी
देंगे।
स्लॉट्स कहीं ना कहीं वो कुछ किसी ना किसी चीज़ में बुकड हैं, एंगेज्ड हैं।
अच्छा।
ये वाला टाइम ही ऐसा है जो निकाला है क्योंकि बाकी चीज़ हम कर भी लेना फिर वो डेली नहीं हो पाएगा, क्योंकि डेली बहुत सारी चीज़ ऑलरेडी चल रही हैं।
तो क्या स्पेशली सैटरडे या संडे कुछ हो सकता है? सैटरडे संडे तो पॉसिबल है मेरे लिए। सैटरडे संडे अगर ज्यादा भी हो जाएगा, मेरे लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
चलो देखते हैं, कल करके देखते हैं, और अभी तो नेक्स्ट हमारा फोकस सेशन है उसमें चलते हैं, वहाँ भी फिर कोई वेट कर रहे होंगे। ठीक है, इसको भी यहीं एंड करते हैं, फोकस सेशन में मिलते हैं।